I was in Southern California, so I was frustrated because the fire was coming and I was here and I couldn't do anything. I had to rely on staff. During the previous fires, I had a regiment. If there was fire, we would do certain things. Pick bins, machines, everything goes out on the big driveways. For the most part, they did a great job. There were some areas that they didn't understand. The fire went right through us. We had a tremendous amount of damage. We lost probably 24 pieces of equipment, 2 houses, 4 acres of the 11 acres of our vineyard. Our entire 2020 red wine harvest is non-existent. And I flew up the next morning. We saw that CAL FIRE had saved the winery. My wife and I were both crying like 2-year-old little girls. And the real heroes in our eyes were the firemen and the first responders that saved us.
The devastating California wildfires have caused the 2020 season for the Napa Valley wineries to be one of misery and distress. After getting an inside look at the damage these natural disasters create, Mike, the proprietor of one of the wineries affected, described how these events happen and the steps we should take to prevent them in the future.
The wind plays a huge part in it. So what affected us was the Glass Mountain fire started on Glass Mountain Road, which is basically south of us. It burned east. And during the evening, we had 10-mile-an-hour winds that blew to the northeast. And then about 10, 11 o'clock, those winds did 180 degrees, started blowing 60 miles an hour southwest. And it just took that wildfire and it erupted. I don't think the world realizes how susceptible we are to Mother Nature in growing a product. Now, we can guide Mother Nature, we can help her along, but you're kind of at the whim as far as the weather conditions, like we experienced in 17, 18, 19, and 20, fires. We were prepared. In 2017, I bought my own fire engine. When we built the property, I installed 400,000-gallon water tanks. We've got a fire suppression system. So we did as much as we could to prevent the fires. CAL FIRE even told me, but it ended up saving us.
Despite his efforts, these devastating occurrences caused for a change in production rates in the Napa Valley wine industry in 2020.
Normally, we produce between 10 to 15,000 cases a year. In 2020, we were down about 12,000 cases. We've had to replant 4 acres. So the vineyards look very, very good. And we're very positive. We should be back to our normal run rate in 2021.
The Napa wineries were unfortunately not the only industry that was affected by these wildfires.
It impacted a lot of people because, there's this trickle down aspect where, we're not going to buy barrels. We're not going to buy corks. We're not going to, the whole 2020 harvest is gone. The other part of it is that all the insurance companies in the valley are canceling people right and left. I'm paying twice as much as I used to for 10% of the coverage. What's also happened is the fires of 17, 18, 19, and 20 have impacted the tourist business, where people are not coming to the valley because they think it's burned up.
This brings us to the question, what can be done for the Napa wine industry so that these devastating occurrences don't have the effects that they have had in the past?
But the reality is, the last 3 decades, California has done an awful job managing forest. We need to thin the forest, reduce the amount of fuel. We've got 2,000 to 3,000 trees per acre. So when the fires start, they're basically unstoppable. We need to spend some money on buying the correct equipment. So when there is a fire, we can go after it immediately. There's got to be a better way. And so I'm hoping that the legislator in California would get this thing under control.
Despite all these miseries these wildfires caused, their effects would have been unimaginable had it been without the help of our amazing first responders.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are our true heroes, and we owe you. They go into harm's way when we run away. So they are, in fact, our heroes, and whatever they're paid, it's not enough.